Today's section is coming out of the closet, realizing you're gay by Dex. You see, Dex or Dak is. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out. So let's introduce section in 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax.
Dex. Okay.
And if you didn't know, I'm gay.
Yep.
Now, that might seem like something that's really easy for me to say, but I can honestly tell you that being able to say that has taken years of my life.
Yeah.
It like I can feel what I felt as a young guy trying to come to terms with that, and I can feel exactly how I felt
Yeah, I come to terms being gay back in 2015. Yeah.
back then, how he felt, because he feels like such a different person than I am now. But yeah, that is such a hard thing for so many of us to come to terms with
Yeah.
and to say, and to be able to say it with pride and joy behind it, and not shame and discontent and self-hatred. Yeah, it's a really heavy thing, and I think
Yeah.
so many people don't understand how heavy a thing it can be.
Yeah.
There are so many people on this planet who are coming to terms with it, who are realizing, oh, I'm gay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
for so many of them, it is not met with positivity. It is
Nope.
not met with safety or a
Nope.
feeling of togetherness or closeness, or it's kind of a journey that we take by ourselves,
Yeah.
and nothing prepares you for it. And it's so hard.
So,
So
so
we're going to talk about it today, and I hope this video is helpful for you if you are somebody who is kind of combating or dealing with your self-image and who
yeah.
you are. And you know, I think so many people today look at social media and the celebrities in the world, and the advancements that the gay community is making, and we think,
Yeah.
oh, well, story is over, move on. But it's really not. And if you are somebody who considers yourself in the closet, or maybe you don't even identify with that, maybe you just think like, oh man, I have these weird feelings and I don't know what
Yeah.
to do. Please know that you are so not alone in dealing with these incredibly difficult feelings. And I can remember just thinking, well, they'll go away, it'll change, I will meet the right girl, and I will be able to live happily ever after. And I firmly believed that for so long. I mean, I believed it well into my first relationship with a guy. Like
Yeah.
while I was actively dating, I still believed like, oh, well, this is just a phase. I won't stick with this. And man, is it ever a difficult thing to really wrap your head around. And when you fully realize it, you're not even fully realizing it. Like, there are so many times where you just think to yourself, well, maybe it is just a phase, or
Yeah.
it's not me, I'm, or sometimes you have these feelings of like, you feel like you're broken, you feel like you're not enough, you feel
Yeah.
like something is wrong. How were you created this way? What happened? Was there a problem when you were younger? Like, you have all of these thoughts and these ideas of how you came to be, and you're trying to look for a
Yeah.
solution. And I know it might sound cheesy, but there isn't a problem. You're looking for a solution to a problem that's not there.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, I'm gay, and
I'm
it's
gay.
it's a hard thing to accept,
Yeah.
but I truly believe that you can get there. And the thing that helped me the most, by far, and for everybody else it might be different, but for me it was seeing other gay people living their lives,
Yeah.
having a full and fulfilled life, being happy, having families, going on trips, exploring whatever they wanted to explore.
Yeah.
If they wanted to be a gay mechanic, they did that. If they wanted to be a wrestler or an archer or a baker or whatever they wanted to
Wow.
do, they were able to do it. And it wasn't just
Yeah.
because, oh, they're gay or they're a human, but it was a combination. You know, for so long, I had this stereotyped view of what the gay community was. And I didn't think that I had a place in this community, as you want to call it. I don't really believe now that it's a community. It's a group of people who have the same innate desire and the same attraction.
Yeah.
But as a community, it is a incredibly unique and diverse group of people. And my problem was I was always told by everybody, family, friends, the media,
Yeah.
everybody, that to be gay meant you had to be a very specific type of human with
Yeah.
very specific types of interests, hobbies, the way you speak, everything. And so I thought, well, I can't be that because that is not who I am. And that made coming out so much harder, especially because of where
Wow.
I grew up and those kinds of things. It made it so much harder to accept that this was my reality and it's who I am and that I'm not broken, I'm not deformed, or, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with who I am.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
But like I said, I
There's
can
nothing one.
so
Yeah.
sympathize with what you're experiencing. And it really wasn't until I was in my 20s that I started to actually process this stuff. I know that there's a lot of ideology behind the idea of like processing and working through your trauma. And, like some people truly embrace all of it and some people do not. And I come from a background of people who don't talk about it like that. In my family, it has always been, well, you work through, you grind through, you power through. Um, there's no need to reflect on your actions or, that sort of stuff. You need to just be who you want to be and you go for it. And that works out for some people, but I am
Yeah.
not that kind of person. And it took me so much work and effort to really come to terms with it. I think
Wow.
another thing I want to say to you, if you're in the closet or you're coming to terms with stuff or you're
Yeah.
thinking you might be gay, you think you might be experimenting, whatever you think that you might be feeling, you're the number one person to be in charge of that. Nobody gets to tell you anything. But the other piece of advice I would give you is you might be looking at the LGBT community and
Yeah.
you might be really freaked out by it. You might look at the pride parades and the people who are queer and queer and, marching in the
Yeah.
streets and think that you don't identify with them at all. All I ask is that you see it from their perspective, try and empathize a little bit with them. Many LGBT people have had their families blown apart by just existing, by being who they are, by being proud of who they are. Many people have gone through incredible amounts of pain and difficulty in their own lives.
Yeah.
If they are older queer people, they
Yeah.
may have experienced the loss of the love of their life, their best friends. In the 80s and the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there has been a lot of horrible things that have happened to the LGBT community and that continue to
Wow.
happen. You might see someone on the street that you don't identify with who has
Yeah.
gone through conversion therapy or has had to deal with some of these really big, difficult things. And I remember looking at the gay community from the outside and thinking, these are not my people. And they may not be,
Yeah.
nobody is meant to get along with everybody. But
Yeah. I mean.
I wish I had more empathy for those people when I was that young because I didn't identify and I just chose to
Yeah.
dislike them. And I think that was a real mistake. And it's something that I am still.
Yeah. I did identify in until 2015. Yeah.
getting over, years
Yeah.
into this whole thing we call life. So I ask for a bit of empathy, but I want you to know that I empathize with you. I realize how incredibly difficult it is to come to terms with it, no matter how old you are. You might be 18 years old, you might be 13, you
Yeah.
might be 50,
Yeah.
you might be 70.
Oh.
And whatever age that you
Yeah.
are, coming to terms with these kinds of things, I promise you that it's worth it. It's one of those things that until I started seeing people who looked like me identify and come out of the closet, that was what really helped me. It was the ability to know that I can be who I want to be and it doesn't change me fundamentally. One of the big things that I said when I came out to my parents was, I am still me. I remember watching the movie Love, Simon, and
Laps, I mean.
Simon says the same thing when he comes out. And I remember watching that movie in the theaters and just
Yeah.
getting goosebumps because that was exactly how I came out. And I said, this doesn't change who I am.
Yeah.
I am still me.
Yeah.
This doesn't
See
change
me.
what I
Yeah.
like to do. This doesn't change my friends,
Yeah.
what I hope for in the future. This is just a part of me that I am sharing with
Yeah.
everyone else. And we have this idea that coming out of the closet has to be this huge, momentous thing that, um, garners this huge reaction and attention from other people.
Yeah.
And, it's this before and after moment in your life, when you come out of the closet.
Yeah.
And that can make it so intimidating and so scary. And you don't have to do it. I called my parents. I did it over the phone. And when I tell people that, sometimes they're really confused. They're like, what? Why would you do that? Don't you want it to be special? Don't you want it to be... No, I don't. It doesn't change who I am. I am still me. I still like the
Yeah.
same things.
I'm seeing me.
And
Yeah.
I am not moving into a different part of my life.
Yeah.
This doesn't change who
Man.
I am.
Yeah.
It might change how some people
Yeah.
look at me and
You see
see
who I am.
me,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because I wish that they would just see me for me and not
Yeah.
some label. But I really feel like this is an important message, and you don't see it much from the wider community. I wish you did. I wish you saw more of these big creators, these big influential people talking about, the struggle, because I feel like so many of them are from such a privileged way of life and such a privileged background that they don't understand how incredibly scary and how brave it is to come out of the closet and say,
Yeah.
you know what, this is who I am. I'm not broken. It doesn't change who I am at all,
No.
And our society has we have been flooded with good representation. There's been some bad
Yeah.
representation, obviously, but we have been flooded with representation of every shape and size and age.
Wow.
And that is so important because that
Yeah.
made all the difference for me. And so
Yeah.
if this video can help even one person who's watching and going, oh, okay, yeah, it's okay. Like I can begin to come to terms with all of this.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it. And I really hope that people are compassionate and kind. It's okay not to identify with others, but it's not okay to make fun of them or to demean them or
Yeah.
persecute them. And, everyone is entitled to a preference, but everyone is also entitled to some peace of mind and to feel safe and to feel accepted. And we have a long way to go. I'm optimistic of the way it's all moving towards. There might be some setbacks, but I think as long as we all can speak our truth, do it in a respectful way, I am still optimistic of where it all goes. So,
Yeah.
thank you so
Amen.
much for watching.
Yeah.
If you like the video, like the video.
Yeah.
If
But
you have
like.
questions or comments, please leave them down below. But I'm really asking you to be respectful of other people's views.
Yeah.
Understand that people are coming from all backgrounds and their coming out experience might be very different than yours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you guys for listening. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
There was coming out of the closet, realizing you gay by Dex. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment down below if you want to see more reactions like this one. And subscribe if you're new and clickable to be notified when below in the